White powder in envelopes sent by terrorists. That's how anthrax has made a deadly comeback in the 21st century. But in the Tver region north of Moscow, the threat is more down to earth, with large-scale construction work near burial sites where animals infected by anthrax were disposed of a century ago. Sergei Sharapov and his fellow villagers have been fighting in the courts for over 3 years against disturbing the soil at the sites.
This cemetery dates back to 1882. 15 years ago, the construction of summer houses started near it, expanding the village. Although the safety zone is 1 kilometer away from the cemetery, every house drills a well.
The diseased animals were usually burned and buried 2 meters deep, but the spores of anthrax can live in the soil for decades. If mixed with dust, they can be inhaled by humans and animals. But the fact doesn't seem to bother Russia's rich, who are ready to pay up to $300,000 an acre at what has become Moscow's Riviera. We've tried to ask the owners what it's like to have a cemetery view. Silence and private property signs were the answer. The region's veterinary authority says they didn't give their approval for the construction in the area.
It's difficult to solve the problem because the interests and sphere of control of many watchdog agencies and private enterprises cross here. But we are not ignoring the problem.
But much of the data on the old cemeteries has been lost. In the Tver region, there are around 300 cemeteries where anthrax-infected animals have been buried. Authorities say they do not know the exact location of almost half of those cemeteries. But even those known often don't have warning signs. Like this, it reads, "Watch out, anthrax-infected livestock cemetery." Unmarked cemeteries can be a nasty surprise for buyers or developers. Dmitry, another local resident, shows us a cemetery that is not on a map.
The company that leased the land didn't know that there's a cemetery here. We informed the State Duma, and one of the deputies sent a request to prosecutors.
The company is now limited by health and safety regulations in how it can use the land. The Tver region reported its last anthrax case in 1992. But throughout Russia, 56 people have been infected with the disease since 2001. 4 of them died. The country's health watchdog is taking measures to control animal vaccination and the treatment of burial sites.
There are 35,000 places in the country where anthrax is still a risk. The problem is a burning issue.
Sergei and other villagers are currently battling against the construction of a pier 300 meters away from the cemetery. They have already lost several court cases, but say they won't give up until they are sure this lovely site will not be known for an anthrax outbreak. Anastasia Serdukova, RT, Tver region.